Hey fans, people in the webs, it's me, SamVSG1 or Tony, back for another Starship, the official Starships collection review, issue number 94, Suliban Cell Ship. Yes, I have been a bit lacking of late with my reviews, just the fact I've been working like a million hours at work. Yeah, I've just not had any time to do it, and in my last few days off I've just gone, fuck it, I'm too tired, I'm just going to relax and chill out, you know? Yeah, so that's all I've done. I've just chilled out, relaxed, and gone. Yeah, I'll review them next time. So here we are. We are going to do issue number 94 of the Suliban Cell Ship, and as per usual, nice glossy magazine. Quality has changed somewhat since the first few issues. Yeah, seems a bit off. But you know, it's a magazine. I mean, this is the extra to the thing. The reason why you're buying it. Let me get the ship itself. More on that later. So we shall go on to the tech specs. Suliban Cell Ship, operated by the Cabal. Suliban Cabal, type fighter, in operation 22nd century. Length 3.25 meters, so the tiny little things. And yet can, in a swarm, can do a lot of damage to a NX class ship. Crew 1 to 2 standard, max at least warp 5, weaponry particle cannon. And then we get the history on the cell ship itself. Nice CG view, same one as the front cover, but that's no bad thing. The Suliban Cabal also operated a larger cylindrical ship that was approximately 12 metres in length. These vessels were equipped with a tractor beam as well as other systems seen on the smaller cell ships. 22nd century, the Suliban Cabal operated cell ships that were geometric in shape and looked a lot, not unlike they were from not unlike some form of escape pod. These were just 3.25 metres long, and they had tactical abilities of a much larger vessel. Members of the Suliban Cabal had mottled greenish skin, similar to a sandstone wall covered in moss. At some point, a mysterious benefactor from the 28th century offered them advanced technology, including genetic modification, in return for helping what would be known as the Temple Cold War. Alright, and then we've got various images of the ship itself in various episodes, including the Suliban Helix, in which a lot of these ships banded together and created like a space station. The Suliban Cabal's advanced technology came from an information given to them by a shadowy figure from the 28th century. He could communicate but not travel through time. He helped the Cabal develop their vessel and gave them a physical advantage through genetic engineering. In return, the Cabal became his foot soldiers in a bid to alter the Temple Cold War in his favour. Now, he was only ever referred to as either future guy or humanoid figure. And I met the guy who played him, James Horan, at the Auto Assembly 2015, the last ever Auto Assembly. Because he was in Transformers as Wheeljack, Transformers Prime. Actually, quite a good character, actually. Yeah, James Horan, you'll most know him as the Jem'Hadar known as Ikatika in Deep Space Nine. I forget the episode it comes from in a minute. In Purgatory's Shadow and Inferno's Light, the two-parter where Worf, Garak, and then we later find out Bashir is being held by the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. And he played Joe Brill in the Next Generation episode, Scientific Method. Yeah, I met him. And he was doing his panel, and it was time for questions, and my hand went, and first thing I asked him was, what was it like to kick the shit out of Worf? And he sort of laughed, and he explained, you know, the makeup and everything like that, the Jem'Hadar. And then I said, right, there's another question, another Star Trek question. I said, So did they ever tell you? Did the producers and writers and that ever tell you who the future guy was? And he goes, no. And I was like, so disappointed that he didn't know, that they didn't tell him who he was. And it's still, to this day, intriguing me. I mean, I've just rewatched Enterprise. It's such a good series. You know, people don't like it. I don't understand why. I loved Enterprise. It was great. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. We're talking about the Suliban. And we get the topographical view, or the multi-view shot of the ship there. There's not many views because it's all geometrically the same. Top and the bottom are very much the light, exactly the same. The sides are very much the same as well. So we've got some information here. As payment for their service in the Temporal Cold War, the mysterious figure from the 28th century gave the Suliban Cabal information on future technology. This allowed the Cabal to build ships and equip them with cloaking technology. Also gave them the expertise to perform numerous genetic enhancements, such as the ability to shapeshift. As part of their genetic enhancements, members of the Suliban Cabal could have had modified lungs that allow them to survive in different kinds of atmospheres, and they could even tolerate the vacuum of space. In addition, their cell ships, the Suliban Cabal, operate larger fighters and stealth cruisers. The latter ship had a crew of at least 20 and 4 particle beam banks. I'd pick up one of those as well, it'd be quite cool. Their homeworld became uninhabitable in the 1850s. Thousands of Suliban settled in the Tandoran sector. The Suliban Cabal began a war with the Tandarans in 2144, which resulted in all Suliban, whether they're part of the Cabal or not, being rounded up by the Tandarans and placed in detention centres. And then we've got designing the cell ship, and then we've got various designs at the top there. Then we've got this weird one, which is kind of cool. I like that. Designed by the legend, John Eaves. And we've got some more designs here as well. Sort of two different angles, so we weren't quite sure which angle to go with, sort of like that angle or that angle. And of course, if you turn it that way, it becomes the more familiar one. And then we've got different types there, all different sort of views of it, different designs. I love this section. It's one of my favourite sections of the book. Seeing where they start from and where they end up is a fascinating journey. And then we've got some more designs of it there. Then you've got like a coffin shaped one, but then you've got it looks like two that are joined together. And then we've got more, and then we've got the console as well. He designed the interior console, designed to be on like a gyroscope so you could move around and stuff with the actors inside it, which is really cool. And then we've got on screen, first appearance is Broken Bow, and designed by John Eaves. John Fleck, as seen below, at Star Trek Convention, played Silic, the most prominent Suliban to feature on Enterprise. Fleck also portrayed numerous other characters in Star Trek franchise. His first appearance was a Romulan tieback in Next Generation episode The Mind's Eye, which is a fantastic episode. He played 3 separate characters on Deep Space Nine: a Cardassian in Homecoming, a Karama trader Ornathar in The Search Part 1, and Koval, a Romulan in Inter Arma Enim Sealant Legis, which means in times of war the law falls silent. Actually, it's mispronounced, I think, there. He also plays Abaddon, the owner of the junkyard, in the Voyager episode Alice. The Suliban Doctor administered truth drugs to Clang in Hit on the Helix was played by Joseph Riskin. The actor played in every Star Trek series apart from Next Generation, although he did play as Sona in the film Insurrection. Enterprise creator and producer Rick Berman said that the name Suliban was invented after he heard about the Taliban. He stated that years ago he visited Afghanistan to make a documentary at the time when the Taliban were just becoming infamous, and he remembered that he found the name incredibly dramatic. And then we've got the back view there. So that's the magazine. I've talked a bit much there. Onto the ship itself. Now, it's nice. It's got this terracotta look about it, but it looks more orange on camera than it does in real life. The problem is there is no wash. If it had been covered in a like a black wash to pick out some of these details, it'd be great. It just looks a bit plain, if I'm honest. There we go, you can see what I'm doing now. See, these are windows. I might colour those in, get a Sharpie out and give them a colour, or just get some black paint, colour those in, and then get, then dry brush it. Because as you can see, it's supposed to be sort of geometric on the other side, and these sections open up. All these different sections can open and then connect to a helix, so potentially you can have them all dotted around and stretched out. But other than that, it's a really nice model. It's just a shame that there's no detail picked out on it. They could have even put clear plastic in there. It'd have been nice, but it is what it is. So I can't really say much about it really because of the fact that sorry, my hair's getting all over the place. Due to the fact that it's very similar on each side, and there's nothing really to talk about, really. Nothing really to talk about, really. Fucking hell, two the same word in the same sentence, both start and end with the same word. I've got to watch that. Despite being an intelligent person, I'm not quite the wordsmith as some other people are. Few, I'm looking at you. So it's a nice thing, it really is. But it's just a shame that it's lacking, because it looks better in natural light than it does on camera. It looks, like I say, it looks very sort of fantastic-y. But, it is what it is. So, we get the stand as usual. It says Suliban Cell Ship. I mean, a rather weird stand. I mean, it fits on there quite nicely, but it isn't secure. I mean, a little bit of a knock and so it's not really secure, but it will sit on there quite nicely. But my go-to to fix that is the good old-fashioned blue tack. Stick some on there, stick it on the bottom there, and jobs are good. But I'm worried that blue tack over time might damage it. I'm just trying to. I've not done this before. I'm just see if it's any of these other sections will hold it. No. It looks like they should though. No. So it can go upside down. It's one of the only ships that can do that. But I mean, it's the only way they could attach it. I mean, the Borg tactical cube's the same way. It doesn't really want to sit in its stand, but it does the job. So that's me. That's the Suliban Cell Ship, and I will catch you all later. Bye for now.